Let's take a look at Celr network. This is the daily chart for Celr network, and the data I have is to 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on December the 6th. Celr was hanging top right at around 10.5 cents. As you can see before that, every time when the price retraced below that, it bounced right back up. Same as here. And then unfortunately, Bitcoin crashed, and that dragged the price of Celr network down. Dropped below this yellow line, which is the 250 days moving average. Finally found support at 5.9 cents. Bounce up, closed below this 200 days moving average. But the following 2 days continue to see selling pressure. Right now, Celr is trading at a little over 7 cents, or down almost 5%. So what does it mean? Does it mean that this is like RIP for Celr network? I don't think so. Celr is one of my favorite cryptos. And I do believe that Celr network would likely recover much quicker than Bitcoin. Here is why. First, let's compare the performance of Bitcoin to Celr network on this 1 hour chart. At this point, this is when we had the big flash crash where Bitcoin dropped over 10%. Key is look at the volume. The sell volume for Bitcoin is very high. This is an indication that Celr really wanted to get out of the positions and they are dumping. Compared to Celr network, when Bitcoin crashed, Celr follow. But look at the sell volume. The sell volume is relatively low. This is an indication that the drop in Celr is just a temporary reaction to the crash in Bitcoin. It's not like we see this massive selling volume. Then after that, Bitcoin stabilized. We didn't see any increase in the buying volume. The green bars are still very low. So this is definitely an indication that most of the buyers are still standing on the sideline and waiting to see how Bitcoin would likely perform before they would rush in and push the price up. Looking at Celr network, it's completely different. Celr was stabilizing, volume was low. But then after that, for the past 24 hours, we see this massive buying volume. This is an indication that buyers are rushing in and they are beginning to accumulate and push the price up. So based on this significant increase in buying volume, there is a very strong indication that buyers are stepping in, and it is very likely that they will help to prevent the price from breaking down and drop below this low that occurred during the flash crash. So this is a very high probability that this low, which is at 5.9 cents, could be the bottom for this immediate retracement. And that was the first possible reason as to why I think Celr network already find bottom at 5.9 cents. And it is likely stabilized and be able to recover a lot quicker than Bitcoin because buyers are stepping in and supporting the price. One thing we have to keep in mind is, given the fact that it is a very low cap crypto, the fluctuation in price is very, very high. So we could see 10% down in one day, but the next day it could be up by 20 or 30%. The second possible reason is looking at this daily chart. Celr network was stabilizing around the first of the year, and after that went on this very nice bull run, ran to about 10.4 cents, and then started to retrace. While it was retracing, Bitcoin entered this bear market. So Celr dropped all the way down to about 2 cents. Bounce up, continued the retracement and consolidation, finally tested 2 cents again, found support and bounce up. So at 2 cents, that was the low for this retracement. And if we look at how much Celr retraced from established this all-time high to this point, and based on this Fibonacci retracement from the ran up to about 10.4 and then retraced, dropped down to a low of 2. So if we look at this point, it is roughly about 78.6% retracement from this high. After that, the price began this bullish reversal, ran all the way up and established its all-time high at 27 cents. And now we see that Celr dropped all the way down to about 5.9 cents. So now a test to see whether or not 5.9 cents could possibly be the bottom for this retracement. We base on the same Fibonacci retracement. So at a low of about 2 cents to a high of 27 cents, it dropped down to a low of 5.9 cents. That is exactly 78.6% retracement from this all-time high. So if we look at this and we look at the time when it dropped down to 2 cents, almost at 78.6%. So there's a very high probability that 5.9 cents could possibly be the bottom for this retracement. Finally, if we look at Celr on this 1-hour chart, after Celr ran up to about 16.8, started to retrace, very much following this downward channel. And as you can see, every time when it tests the support of this downward channel, buy a step in, push the price up. The minute it near or try to test the resistance, it gets rejected. When Bitcoin crashed, that caused the price of Celr to drop, complete breakdown. The price dropped below the support of this downward channel. But then at 5.7 cents, it found support, bounce up, and stay inside this downward channel. Price stabilized, get rejected. As you can see at this point, the price started to show a possible sign of breaking down. But then buy a step in, as evidenced by this significant increase in buying volume. Prevent the price from breaking down again. That's why I think that there's a very high probability that this could potentially be the bottom for this retracement. And I have a very high degree of confidence that the price would likely stabilize and start to trend up. The first major resistance level would be at around 8 cents. If Celr network can trade at or above 8 cents, then it would likely break out of the resistance of this downward channel. Then the next major resistance level would be right at around 8.6 cents, stabilizing over 8.6 cents. That I'm looking for it to run up and test the 10.5 cents. In the event that I'm wrong, let's say the selling pressure continue, and for whatever reason that this 5.7 cents does not provide support, and if the price were to break down, then the next major support I see is at 5.3 cents. A breakdown from this level would take it down to 4 cents. In summary, there's no doubt, after this major drop in price, Celr network is looking scary. And when the price continues to retrace, there is no doubt. I mean, it's part of human nature. We get fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And the main thing in our mind is, what if this thing continue to drop? And then the fear of losing it all creep in, and we start thinking about, should we sell or hold on or what? For me, I think Celr is a great project. It's a long-term hold for me. At less than 7 cents, the downside is limited. The most I see is for Celr to drop to 4 cents. But the upside potential is tremendous. I am still looking at Celr eventually run up and reach my target price of 40 cents. So at the price where it is right now, which is at less than 7 cents, it is a tremendous opportunity to accumulate. And I will continue to accumulate until the price reach a max of 10 cents. That's it for this video. And don't forget to click that like button and reward me with a like if you appreciate the content that I'm presenting. Also, if you are new to my channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button and subscribe, and make sure you turn notification on. And if you have Twitter, make sure you follow me at VietMaxim, because I provide constant update on all of our favorite cryptos.